The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Sports, Katie Lamaro, who presided over the Senior 1 selection exercise at Uma Multipurpose Hall in Lugogo this afternoon, urged the secondary school head teachers to select candidates regardless of the grades in which they passed the primary leaving examination.
I therefore appeal to you to show commitment and objectivity while conducting this two-day placement exercise by intentionally placing the successful candidates to schools of their choice in fairness, transparency, and on merit.
The chairperson of the placement committee, Jane Egau, who is the director of technical and vocational training in the Ministry of Education, warned the head teachers not to admit students beyond the selected number that will be submitted to the ministry.
All of you gave us the number of the capacity of your institutions, how many children you can take. We want to request you to stick to those numbers, because very often people are complaining of overcrowding. We take in people later on and the place becomes so crowded.
The Assistant Commissioner for Secondary Education, Moses Musingo, appealed to head teachers to adhere to the Ministry of Education's demands on keeping proper track of the assessment of every learner, since it is key under the new curriculum.
It is your role to ensure that the school-based assessment is done objectively and validly to reflect the real learning achievements of the learner.
We engaged some school heads on why they have raised the bar too high for learners to secure admission in their schools.
Last year our cutoff points were for the girls 8, for the boys 7. But this time we increased, all of them it is 7 aggregates because of the improved performance in PLOE. The online admissions, they are not yet, because we first feel what the government has given us. When we discover that there is a gap, then we can open for other people also to join.
But it is true that some schools have already admitted online. But for mine, as a rural school, this exercise is very important, because most of our parents, let me say all of them, are unable to do this application online.
We are given only 600, and ranging from 4 aggregates to 6 for boys and 7 for girls. But of course, not every person who got 6 as a male student was selected, no, because of the capacity. Last year, we tried the online, but we were overwhelmed. We received about 5,000 applicants, and the system we used was payment for acknowledgement of position. But this time we said no, we are going to follow the government directive.
Our cut point this year is 16 for both boys and girls. It is a USE school, so we strictly follow the government policy.
The Public Relations Officer of the Uganda Business and Technical Examinations Board, UBTEB, Naras Kambaho, gave a brief on the preparedness of the technical and vocational institutions to conduct their own selection exercise soon.
Our selection is scheduled to take place in February, but other processes are going to start this month, in this month of February. I was given the TVT reforms. I want to do interviews for the candidates who are interested in to join vocational line after P7. And the advert shall come out. But we have also another line for non-formal. Those who might not have successfully been graded by UNEB and take on that line of non-formal, and they will be accordingly assessed and awarded by the relevant body.
It's a Ministry of Education directive for secondary schools to converge after the release of the primary 7 leaving examinations for them to select the best candidates for admission in secondary schools. However, some secondary schools are accused of disregarding this exercise in favor of admitting students on their own. The ministry has, however, cautioned them on this practice. John Jimmy Musimbi, Church of Uganda Family TV, News at 8.